Hello, welcome to a very curious place. Still trying to get the computer to work with the camera, but I plan on today catching up with all my filming on all of Halloween Horrorfest for this week. So today we are going to attempt, if the mosquitoes will leave us alone. They're eating me alive, can you see? Anyway, and we're going to do day 2, The Legend of Slender Man. Now, Slender Man was created in 2009 by a man by the name of Eric Knudsen, aka Victor Surge. And it was created for a Photoshop contest on something awful. It was an internet forum. Now, Slender Man is said to be a tall, thin, humanoid with no features, wearing a black suit, and his favorite targets are children that he stalks and abducts. Now, since the invention of Slender Man, he has become almost cult classic type following is what he's kind of become. He's become kind of a cult classic, cult legend, if you will. Video games, movies, assorted versions of fiction, everyone loves Slender Man. Some seem to love him a little bit too much because they actually have been people who committed crimes saying that Slender Man told them to do it, or that Slender Man wanted them to do it. One such case was in 2014 in Wisconsin, where there was a stabbing of an almost fatal stabbing of a 12-year-old committed by 2 other kids. Which I won't go into that, just for the simple fact that, I don't want to, encourage anybody else. But it did happen. It did cause a panic, and it's a very sad thing. The Slender Man was actually created in a Photoshop contest. Now, the other people in the contest, they just put out Photoshop pictures. Eric Knudsen took it a step farther by adding text to the pictures and changing them from just a Photoshop piece of artwork to a work of fiction. And I think that's what really set Slender Man apart from everything else during that contest. Now, I found the 2 forms of text, versions. I found the text from both photos that he originally put on there. Photo number 1, I hate these mosquitoes, I swear to God. Photo number 1, we didn't want to go, we didn't want to kill them, but its persistent silence and outstretched arms horrified and comforted us at the same time. 1983, photographer presumed dead. Second photograph, one of 2 photos recovered from the Sterling City Library blaze, notable for being taken the day 14 children vanished and for what's referred to as the Slender Man. Deformities cited as film defects by officials. Fire at library occurred 1 week later. Actual photo confiscated as evidence. 1986, photographer Mary Thomas, missing since June 13th, 1986. And that's really what set him apart, was these captions on the photographs, and added onto what has to be said is a very unique creation. I mean, there's no other way to put it. Slender Man is unique. And he's taken off like wildfire. And I hate bugs. Eric Knudsen was said to have been inspired by The Mist, reports of Shadow People, The Mothman, The Mad Gasser of Matin, among others. There's even been books written about Slender Man. One such book was written by Professor Shira Chess of the University of Georgia. Folklore, Horror Stories, and the Slender Man. The Development of an Internet Mythology. He's gone viral, spawning movies, video games, other sort of works of fiction. The video game Slender, the 8 Pages, actually within the first month was downloaded over 2 million times. Just 1 month. That is amazing to me. Other games include Slender Man's Shadow, Slender Man, Slender the Arrival, which is the sequel to Slender the 8 Pages. Movies include Beware the Slender Man, 2017, Always Watching a Marble Hornet Story, 2015, Fathom, date unknown on that one, Slender, 2016, and Slender Man, 2018. Now, I believe it was Beware the Slender Man. Yes, Beware the Slender Man, which was put out in 2017, was actually a documentary put out by HBO about the 2014 stabbing. So if you're interested in finding out more about that, I'd suggest watching that video. Now, Always Watching a Marble Hornet Story. I've actually watched that, or I should say I've tried to watch it. It is a very low budget movie, which normally doesn't really bother me. I don't really care if something's got a big budget or a low budget. A lot of times the lower budget shows are actually better than the bigger budget shows because they put more thought into their script. This movie did not do that. It was, you know, low budget, it's not a good script, and it was disappointing. All around, basically. You can watch it for yourself, you know, see if you like it. I think I've watched pretty much all of these, except for Beware the Slender Man, and Slender Man from 2018. They can all be found on either Amazon, Hulu, HBO, etc. Pretty much anywhere that you can find movies, one or something, there's something on there about Slender Man, wherever you go. So, now, the only thing I will say about the actual acts of violence that have been caused was Eric Knudsen, the creator, actually put out a statement after the 2014 stabbing. He said, "I am deeply saddened by the tragedy in Wisconsin, and my heart goes out to the families of those affected by this terrible act." He also stated that he would not be giving interviews on the matter, which I really appreciate because most people, any little bit of publicity, they try and use it and turn it around for their own agenda. So anyone that doesn't do that, I have a lot of respect for. So great job, Eric Knudsen. Not only that, but great job on Slender Man, because, you know, he's an awesome creation. Sadly, the 2014 incident was not the only incident, and I'm sad to say that it probably will continue. People use things as scapegoats to explain their actions. People that have mental issues have problems processing what's real and what's not, and so things along these lines, it's hard for them to find the lines of reality and, you know, fiction. But we can hope that everyone doesn't, I don't know. Let's just hope that everybody stays okay. I am truly interested in Slender Man. I have been for quite some time. I find the entire concept of it fascinating, and I find the whole mythology on Slender Man very interesting. And again, I hate bugs. The joy of being outside. So anyway, check if you've never seen anything involving Slender Man, go check it out, see what you think, let me know. As always, much love from Monty in a very curious place. Stay spooky, sweeties. Bye.